Chapter 6. The next morning, Carter woke up on the beach in front of a town hall where he spent the night. Someone had covered him with the bristly old blanket. He felt for his bag across the chest. Still there, thank goodness. He visual spun as he took in the park across the street to see if anyone might be watching him. Its creeps screamed. Grass reached out for several blocks in either direction. A grand-looking white gazebo still stood directly in the center of the lawn. Tall-white, colorful buildings lined the streets that surrounded the park. Whimsical wooden signs hung over doors to shops that weren't yet open. There was one shaped like a tall boot. Another is like a striped piece of red and white candy. Another was an old-fashioned silver key. The area was empty except for a few well-dressed people out for a morning stroll, and no one looked in his direction. He was really revolted to see the sun. Not having a home was always hardest when it was raining. Carter got up straightly, then peeked behind some bushes. Something joggled inside his pants pockets, reaching inside. Carter pulled several coins. They must have come from the same person who'd covered him with the blanket. But who? Then he remembered the Curse's crew. They'd probably followed him and were trying to convince him to join them. Unsure of who gave him the blanket, Carter folded and shaved it beneath the beach in case he needed it again that night. He was about to throw away the bee-shaped pistol from the previous night, but then he thought better of it and threw it into pieces, sharing most of it with a crowd of pigeons before taking a few beats of himself. At least some good came out of that horrible man without Uncle Sly making the daily decisions. Carter wasn't sure what to do next. He could choose his own fate. Should he leave the town or stay? He had no idea. Should he join Boss's crime circus? Absolutely not. Should he search for Mr. Vernon? Where would he start? He took Mr. Vernon's ace card out of his sleeves and flipped it over his head. It was ordinary card, but examining it closer, he noticed the tiniest crease. He held it up to the sunlight. Sure enough, there was almost observable fold down of the center. He opened the crease and found that the ace of spades, because a jacket of diamonds, except the image of the jacket, was holding a business card in his hand with the address on it. 1330 Main Street. Whoa, Carter whispered. A warm feeling rose in his chest. It was an unfamiliar sensation. It made him feel awkward and vulnerable, so he tried to push it down. Perhaps Mr. Vernon would turn out to be a nice guy, but he could just as easy turn out to be as bad as Bozo or his uncle. Either way, Carter wouldn't get his hopes up. Carter circled the small park from the main street, then followed the numbers until he reached a small shop tucked between two taller office buildings. The signal over its door was shaped like a top hat. The hand-painted letters on the glass window read, Vernon's Magic Shop, purveyors of the impossible. Carter entered. A tiny bell on the door rang out loud. The green feather parrot with a red neck squawked, "Hello, Carter. Welcome to Vernon's Magic Shop." "How did the bird know my name?" Carter asked acidly. "Magic, of course," said a large-eyed girl sitting on the center. She wore a white jacket with the stripes that tied her arms behind her back. "It's not such thing as magic," Carter said, recalling this way the same conversation he had with Mr. Vernon previous night. But as he looked around the shop, he felt something hopeful stirred inside. The two-story shop is walked were covered floor to ceiling with bookshelves and autographed black and white photographs of famous magicians. Every surface was cluttered with magic items of every sort, crystal bells, deck of cards, top hats, wands, caps, and even a human stalk. A wooden staircase curved up toward a small balcony where there sat a small wooden table and two leather chairs. The table was empty except for a chessboard, a mind game.